All right. Okay, sweet. Well, let's do it. Okay, let's just try to do at least until 10:30 before I have to go. 1 minute. This is our 5. This is itchy. Okay, 4:50. So let's go on the 15-minute time frame. Is anything worth noting? Nope. Just the bottoms again. That's about it. Okay. Cool. Then on the 5-minute, is there anything here? This might be possible. It's already been 50% tapped though, so I'm not really looking for anything, I suppose, with this one, just because it's already been tapped. Nothing else. Okay, we have this bad boy right here. Okay, cool. Just leave that. And let's mark out our sell sides. Or buy sides. Right here, that's oh, my nose itches. I need to sneeze. Let me mute myself. Whew, okay. That was a good sneeze. Alright. Let's get back into it. So we have 2 imbalances, at least to the upside. This first one has already been tapped. Let's write that in. Oops. There we go. Tapped. We have this little mini one here so far. This was the internal, which was swept, actually. So I wonder, this might just be a range, like some accumulation as well. 100-point range. But we had this internal that was swept. Kind of 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I mean, I wonder if we would try to come for these lows. But yeah, we're not in it, so let's just watch this play out. Okay, retesting that 5-minute, so it might want to come up there. Let's see if we grab it. Ooh, okay. I wonder if this is candle 1, 2, 3. Okay, what candle is that? So this is new 5. 2, 3, 4. Ooh, okay. That would have been an interesting entry here. So this could have been an entry, but obviously we started backtesting wherever this is. So I guess just for the sake of trying it on in the middle of a 5-minute imbalance, we still have that big 15 to the downside. We have this internal sell side. Actually, it's not internal. We had support yesterday. Remember we talked about the higher time frame support. Let's go 1 hour here. Yeah, that's that support right there. All right. Let's just for the sake of trying to see if, what is this? This is a 5 minute. Did we already use that 5 minute? Oh no, we have not. We have not used this 5 minute. This was this one. This was from that drop we had. So we are bouncing on the higher time frame support here, right? So that held up. This is a 15 minute. Let's go 15. Okay. Let's just watch this play out. It'll be 6:30's coming around the corner. So let's watch this. 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There it is. So we're going for those imbalances. Or the internal buy side. Let's see if we go for this 50% at 16. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This could be candle. What's my overall bias though? Let's look at that first. Overall bias. So we just had a crazy bear sweep. But really zoom out here. Yeah, previous resistance once, twice, broke through, retested it. Interesting. There's that 50% here. So we could have done something like here, candle 1, 2, 3, the short to 50% here, but this was already tested for us, right? Because we had it created here. Yeah, so this is not even a trade I would have taken. So let's keep it pushing. 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will note as well that if we're looking at candle 1, 2, 3, this works, but if I looked at candle 1, 2, 3, I mean, you could play it back to VWAP, but we're trying to do the strat, so let's just keep letting price play out. Oh, here we go, 605, 615. What time are we on now? So this is 610. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 5. 620. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We already swept this dude, so this is taken as well. Let's go ahead and throw that there. Are we gonna come for these lows now? Well, let's see. 6:30. So this candle just opened, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, perfect. So we swept the sell side now. So we got internal. Now we're getting the internal or external sell side as well. We still have this 15 minute down here, but we did have a play off of 15 minutes support. Interesting. 1, 2. Okay, we're going lower. So this would have been a decent play. Rejection off of VWAP 1, 2, 3 candle. With the sell side, would it have worked if we pushed it to 771? I think we should go back and test out that theory. Whatever happens, happens, right? 2. Then again, looking at the candle, how would we enter? Let's look at the 1 here. go back. So the candle 1, 2, 3. Maybe it would be a play off of this. So that's how we would enter 25. Because this would have been too fast. Once this opens, or the next 5-minute opens, it's too fast. 1. Yeah, this is 6:35 now. Here's candle 1, candle 2, candle 3. So if candle 3 is here, we'd have to use 1 minute as an entry, but for an accurate entry. Okay, let's try it. Let's try it. 1, sell, entry at, what is this? We wouldn't even be filled. It doesn't even go all the way up. Is my thing correct as well? Let me do that. Okay, there we go. So it'd be 25.50. Okay, so let's go back a minute. So next minute, okay, filled. So we would want to see if we can pull down here. Candle 1, 2, candle 3. Look at the 1 minute, we have a push into an imbalance. And we put our stop here, we put our TP. But there's only one imbalance to the downside. That's another thing too. There's only this 15 minutes to the downside. I didn't capture anything else. So is that really a trade I would have taken? Plus we just bounced off of higher time frame support. Like that overlaps it completely. So is that really something I would take? Great question. Great question. Almost there. Okay, let's see if this is in fact even something worth playing. Where are we? Because we can get the sell side sweep. Let's see, maybe what we can do is if it's once it sweeps sell side, we can move to break even and then see if it could run the rest. I think that's what we should do. And then let's pay attention to the 1 minute. So, okay. So we'd have to move it to break even already, just because we were going to sweep sell side. So there's sell side, sweep, swept. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Let's move. Stop right there. 3, 4. Okay, and stopped. So this does look like our support, right? Because it's bounced twice now. So that higher time frame, the support, the resistance that became support, the retest off support twice now is holding. So these ones down here so far are not working. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. 3, 4, 5. 1. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. Let me put this little 1 minute. Okay, let me write a note. Let me mute myself so I can do Hey, what's up, everyone? Good morning. Welcome into the stream. Just trying to get a little bit of backtesting in this morning before I head to the gym. But let's see who we got in here. What's up, Chowell? Good morning. Tradezella working for you. How do you like it? I like it a lot so far. There's a few, like, I think maybe it's my Wi-Fi. I'm not sure. But sometimes, like, it doesn't load the VWAP. And sometimes, like, it just kind of acts a little funky. So I have to refresh it myself. But other than that, it's cool. And then the other second thing I've noticed is the partial orders. You can't really exit the partials as accurately as you like, but it's not bad. I mean, I think it's still pretty good backtesting software so far, and I'm enjoying it. And especially with like the order execution, I'm quite enjoying that too. On TradingView, I would do the bar replay, and then you could execute there as well. But I decided not to resubscribe on TradingView, and instead I'm just going to stay subscribed on Tradezella for backtesting specifically, because I like how it has all these little features as well, like this journal piece on the side here, and then eventually, like you have, let's see, I don't have anything imported, but you have like your dashboard that you can add stuff into it. So there's a lot more perks, I think, compared to like resubscribing to TradingView. But in the future, I might resubscribe to TradingView again. We'll see. But I like it so far. It's been really good. Very helpful for sure, being able to like really jot out the ideas. And I guess the other thing too is, if I could like ask for a feature request, is when you go back with the candles, like for example, if I keep going back to my order, because I want to replay and see exactly what happened one more time, it asks, or it says like you'll delete whatever order that was there. So if I click confirm, then it would remove the order that I had, and I don't want that. I want all of my trades, like whether they're losses or they're wins, just so I can like go back to look at what I did there and why didn't that trade work. Because if it's removed, then I don't remember sometimes like if a trade was there in fact. So anyways, that's like another feature request. Like if you can give as an option, like if you go back, instead of saying it's going to be deleted, like, oh, would you like to keep the order but still go back? Like, make it an option instead of fully deleting the trade. But yeah, it's so far so good though. Can't complain. Hey, what's up, Sleazy? Good morning. Oh my gosh. Welcome back into the stream. You've been literally in every single stream so far. Crazy. Douglas, hey, good morning. Justin, right? Hey, what's up, dude? Yeah, we are back. Gonna be here till about like 10:30 or so. I have my non-stim pre-workout and creatine prepared, so definitely gonna be hitting the gym pretty good today, hopefully, because my supplements literally just came in yesterday, and I've been drinking this sparkling water that has like 80 milligrams of caffeine, so it's very light, but it's been doing like the job. I'm trying to like kind of pull back on caffeine overall, so now that I'm getting back on supplements, and this is non-stim, so it's not as intense as like regular pre-workout, I'm hoping it can give me another like kind of pump to get things going, because I really want to have a good workout today, since I have an event later today. Sleazy, what are your setbacks in trading? Be honest. Oh man, setbacks for sure. Like I talk about it all the time with my trading psychology. It's my management of my emotions first, because I am a very emotional person. So that's hands down one of my biggest obstacles. Is trying to overcome greed, FOMO, my impatience, like all of the feelings piece. Like that's my number one biggest challenge, honestly. And then my second one would be sticking to my plan. So my plan would include obviously like the strategy itself, but most importantly, it would be risk management in my plan. So if I'm saying I'm going to stick with one contract on the minis, then I better stay on one. But sometimes I'll go into more, depending obviously on the trade. Like if it's a really good setup, like how in our previous session we had a really good setup and we could scale out multiple cons, like I'll do that. But sometimes, right, if I'm struggling with my emotions, I won't always have a clear head or a clear picture as to when I should be scaling into more winners, because then I might just be scaling to more losers. So that's my second piece, is sticking to the plan, but more importantly, my risk management. So just the typical, I think, trader issues people have, but those are my main top two. Yeah. So, yeah, I just gotta stop being impatient and just wait for my setup to happen, and then take the setup. So I'm hoping the goal with this back test is not only to be able to clearly see the setup and take it like every time, but also don't hesitate so much. Because like, yeah, like hesitating can sometimes save you, but I think that if I'm trying to gather more data, especially in back testing, like if there's no real money on the line here, then I better just execute. You know what I mean? So yeah. Too old to trade. I love your name. No one's too old to trade. Love that setup. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I hope that it's clean. I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible, but I like it too. Not too crazy. Okay. Yeah, I was muted because of the typing. I know that when I type, some people don't like the sound of the keyboard, but if you guys don't mind it, I won't mute myself then. Wish me well. I just added you a message. Okay, sweet. Thank you. I haven't taken a look into from our conversation yesterday about your IMB and MSS indicator yet. So I'm hoping sometime this weekend I'll spend more time looking into Discord. But for right now, my main priority when it comes to trading is just backtesting. So yeah, but I will be taking a look most likely tomorrow, if not tonight. Sleazy, everyone has that. Yeah, that means your setups are not clear to see. That's why you're emotional. You need to make some kind of indicator to follow. That way it's not random. Yes, definitely setups are not clear. It's like I see it sometimes in hindsight, like right after it happens, which is helpful. And then I've noticed that in my backtesting sessions. So again, I'm hoping with this backtesting that I'll be able to like easily just see it, you know? Or yeah, more quickly, like work on my reaction time, work on the execution time. So yeah, a second setup. So the main setup I'm trying to work on is the one I've been doing in my live streams. But a second one I really am trying to hone in on is AMD. But then a strategy I was using before that worked for me was a simple retracement to my basing candles. It's very simple. Literally, we see drop, base, drop, and if there is some type of level of support, like I marked on the 15-minute before on my previous video, I talked about support resistance. If we have some type of like support in this case, which we do, then like just a quick retracement to wherever that candle is. But the problem with that strategy, although it works, like it worked for me, the problem with that strategy is the gray area of knowing when to truly enter. I never got into the specifics of what my entry should be on a retracement to a basing candle, you know? So I definitely have to have way more clear guidelines, and I think with the template so far, it's been very clear. But with the indicator piece you're talking about, I'm definitely interested in trying to figure that out, but one thing at a time. I don't want to overload my brain with trying to do too much all at once. First thing is just trying to lock in the strategy. Okay, let's see. Rick to N, how many R&R in your strat? Depends on the setup. I can get a 1-to-1. I can get a 1 to a 1.2, 1.5. I can get a 1.2, or a 1 to a 2, a 1 to a 2.3, 2.5, a 1 to a 3. I've had 1.1 to 5, 1 to 5s before, 1 to 6s. So it just depends on the setup essentially and where you're trying to target, or where I'm targeting for the imbalance. If there's multiple imbalances stacked with obviously alignment of my bias on the day, as well as if there is support and resistance to take note of, or like trends, then that would be helpful of where my TP would be, and that also dictates my R&R. So yeah. Wish me well, I'm excited. Yeah, for sure, dude. I'll definitely, don't worry, I will definitely be looking at it, because IMB and MSS is literally my strategy. So forever. Noble, how did you ask during your journey? What did you struggle with the most, strat or psychology? I think I just briefly talked about it. But my psychology, I'm sorry. Psychology is my biggest pain in my butt. I do truly think like there's a lot of, I talked about it last night too, but really briefly, really briefly, there's a lot of great strategies out there, and they work, you know, some work way better than others possibly, but at the end of the day, like a lot of strategies work, but it really boils down to the trader. Like, can you be patient for that setup to happen? Can you hold the trade and follow what that setup is supposed to be and exit where you're supposed to exit, or trail your stop where you're supposed to trail, etc., etc.? you know. So I think it really boils down to the trader. Can they stick to their discipline, not tilt and all that stuff? So I had in my opinion, there were very simple strategies. I started with the 80-20 with trades by Matt, or from trades by Matt. I did supply into zones from TE, Discord, and then I built my idea with supply and demand. It was very simple in my opinion, but I just wasn't being patient for those supply and demand zones to get hit. And I don't personally think I put enough time to practice those strats. So yeah, that's why I struggled a lot more with psychology, because those strategies were simple and they worked. Like these people that I also learned from, that I gained their insights from, their resources from, like they're obviously profitable. They're making those strats work. It's just I couldn't make it work because I wasn't patient. I was just pressing buttons. I had no control pretty much. So it was definitely more psychology for me. And still is. But it's gone better, but it could be better. Sleazy entry with the trend line breaks at support level. Yeah, thanks for the tips, Sleazy. Appreciate you. Yeah, definitely, like, this was a great example of watching, like, taking the trade based on my candle structure, but then also recognizing TP should have been at this higher time frame, like bounce here that we had before, right here. Or even, like, I could adjust my strat where I exit where there's a sweep of liquidity to be safer, but I'm really trying not to adjust things too much right now, since I don't want to just keep changing things. That was like my biggest thing too, is like what I was just talking about, changing strategies, when really psychology is my biggest piece. Like if I just stick with it and tweak it as I go, I think that's the best play here, because that's what I did with my supply and demand, and it worked for me. But again, I jumped strategies, so don't want to be jumping too much. F Nute, hey, what's up? Good morning. Thanks for coming in. Hope everyone's having a nice Saturday so far, morning, afternoon, or nighttime. Okay, let's get back to some more testing. So we just got out of this position. So instead of having it push here, we came to support essentially of the higher time frame, and it came back to where I moved my stop here. Yeah, I mean, either way, that was still a 10+ point trade. So base hits, that's pretty solid. Okay, let's keep it pushing. What time is it? 6:45 there. 3, 4, 5. Oops. Okay. So we now have this bar created here. I think that's straight. Buy side. I'm inclined to see how we react if we retest this 80s level one more time. So let's go back. So then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are holding so far above 80. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Counter 1, 2, 3. It's a pretty high candle though. 1, 2, 3 as well. I wonder if we can take this play up into these imbalances up here. Let me go on the higher, let me go on the higher time frame. So yeah, that was at support there. We have this higher time frame. Let's take that off. It did break here, right? I'd be interested to see if we can retest back up though. So right now, entry should, I mean, it should be right here at 98. Let's go into the 1. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go for it, it'd be a late entry. So we candle 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. No, let's just watch it play. If it sweeps buy side, it sweeps buy side. 1, 2, 3. Yep, there's our trade. So if I entered here, like I said, which was, I don't even know where that was, but around here, we have a sweep of buy side, which is great. That was literally a like 50-point move. But our, yeah, and then our stop, but that's the problem, our stop. I think I wouldn't have known where to put my stop. I probably would have put my stop right here, but we could have been easily swept, right? And we wouldn't know if we would have got swept. But, I mean, being comfortable to risk, that would have been, how many points was that? So it was at 16. It's like 25 points or something. Okay, anyways, let's keep watching. Nice, so we do have that internal buy side swept here. Beautiful. Okay, 7:15. There it is, beautiful also. So even if we, it's too late now, but if we took that trade here at 16, right, because candle 1, 2, 3, we do have the structure, but I didn't enter. 1, 2, 3, buy side for TP1 for a safe exit, and then 50% of this 5 minute that was already tapped. Can we push all the way through to 29? I would say we take the long. So I don't know if it's going to sweep it or not. We saw like the next few minutes, but we don't know if it's going to sweep. But I would say maybe candle 1, candle 2. Something like this looks like it's bullish to me for some strange reason. Where would I enter in this position though? We swept buy side. We found support over buy side. So it's 1. Candle 1, candle. No, let's just let it play out. Okay, cool. Do we play the breakout here after we have support as well? Okay, I think this could be a possible place to trade. Let's see. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, right? So here's our 5 minutes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So probably enter right here as we don't reject lower than this dude. Candle 1, 2, and 3. We could try to see if we get a push into 135s. Long. So we'll do it like here. Something like that. 9, that's a 50-point though. That's a 50-point stop. But 139 points up. Like, am I going crazy? But before I try to take this trade, I also want to see AMD or anything like that. Accumulation. Would this be considered a manipulation? Not too sure. It's only been 1 day. All right. Okay, let's just, for the sake of this, let's just take it. Okay, let me start drinking my pre-workout. Oh, that's pretty good. That's not bad at all. I was not sure what to expect. Okay. All right. What we can do is, if we break over this 29, we'll just move to probably, well, it might break and then a retest, right? But we can just move this to break even, which would be safer, so we have less points on the table, right? That is, I think, more important than anything. Less risk on the table if I'm going to take this trade. So let's do it. Let's do order into buy 1. Boom. TP. Stop loss. All right. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Okay, we broke it. We broke it. So let's move this now to 15 points stop instead. Broke, retest, breaking higher. Look at the 1 minute first, okay? Is there any imbalances that need to be tested? Because apparently it always likes to get tested. So maybe we can just go here instead. How many points? So 23 instead of like 30 something. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm finding support here. Beautiful. Okay, we're gonna go move this up higher. So right below this 5 minute low, okay. I wonder if taking a partial would make more sense, because this is a pretty heavy risk to reward. So if I was in 2 contracts, I'd probably just want to get out. Where would I want? Well, why would I get out? Why would I want to get out? Okay, this is possibly why I would want to get out. Right, because we have these liquidities here. So I would probably get out, I think, at 64. That'd be the second. So here's the first one. But see, the body's closed here, but we have wicks up here. So I think exiting, if I had 2 contracts, something like that. Once we sweep it, we'd probably just move to break even all the way through, if we do, right? Okay, so at this point, seeing how price is reacting, no thanks. I'm gonna just be very mindful of, I think I'd rather just be, wow, that's actually crazy, dude. Because I wouldn't want this whole trade to go against me. I think I need to put a rule in place where if like I'm over 20 points, do I just lock in the trade, you know? Because, oh no worries. Oh shoot. Let me move this down. Let's go back. Oh, darn it. Let's do it. Just go back. Okay. So I was up to 54 on this candle, right? Which is obviously over 20 point win. So 20 points for my entry would be 16.75. So do I put a rule in place where I'm like, if I'm over 20 points in profit, just take that 20 points? Okay, let's go ahead and at this point we'll move to break even. Screw it. This could be the break and retest at the same time. But we are going to move to break even because I would rather not have any more risk on the table. Let's just actually, whoops. Let's move it above so it takes care of commissions. Oh, darn. I don't think I can move it up any more higher. Yeah, it won't let me. It's fine. We'll just leave it like that, even though that's not accurate. Okay, and then let's just see what happens. Should we breach buy-side liquidity? At least we've already moved to break even. If it sweeps all the way down and takes us out, at least we didn't really risk or lose anything. Okay, and we're out. So that position, where is it? Dang, I went up. So we only locked in $10 for commissions and fees. But I had, this went all the way up to 254, or I'm sorry, to 54. And my position was entered at 96.50. That's crazy. That's literally that was like a 50-point win essentially. So I think in cases like that, maybe I should just be more mindful and lock in profits sooner. Let's put a note and let's just see if future trades are the same thing. Because I got to figure out when I should move the stop loss to break even, and also when I should be exiting with profits if it's a minimum of 20 points. Entry 996, and then the high was 54, right? 54, right? Oh no, it's 56.75. No, wait. No, yeah, 54. So that would have been 52, 54. Where am I at? Right here. Where's my position? There was 96. So 54. 50 points. Or even 10 points, because that's a base hit. 10 or even 15. I gotta figure this out. Instead of allowing the price to fully come to my plus few points stop loss. Also put that into my normal journal. These are questions to ask myself. There we go. Yeah. Alright. Gotta get going to the gym. One second, guys. Alright, back. a really interesting example. I guess let's see what happens next. Did I move my stop loss too fast, or? Oh, here we go. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Would this be the candle structure we should have taken? So that was the break, as I was talking about. A break was at our retest. And this would be candle structure 1, 2, and 3. Right? Move this back. Okay, I would be interested to see. So I have to remember break and retest, how those work. And it looks like we want this buy side. We had that support push here. 1, 2, 3, 50% of that. We have imbalances to the upside. I don't see why I made my stop too soon. But even then, here's the 80s rule. Here's our 20s. Right, so we had to push from the 80s to the 20s. Definitely could have exited there. '80s again, 20s again. Dude, screw it. Let's just. Alright, this is my last one, then I gotta get going. Stop loss above candle 2. TP. Gonna put it all the way back up here again. And then once we hit buy side, I'll probably move this into profits. I'll take probably 10 points minimum, if anything, depending on how the 1 minute reacts, I suppose. Let's just go for it. What do I gotta lose, right? No, wait, shoot. There we go. Okay, let's try it again. Move my stop loss up. Oh, not this. I would move it up eventually. Okay, let's go for it. So what candle is that? Oh no, okay, can't see it. 1, 2, ooh, okay, so 5 minute close below the previous 5. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, candle 1, 2. If I wanted to reject here, I don't think we would. I think we should continue to run. 1, yep, 2, 3, there it is. Move this now to here. Late entry. My entry was better, 100%. Would have loved to scale. Okay, what number are we on? Shoot, it's fine. 2, 3, 4. Oh shoot, what number is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a rally. Base rally. Let's see if we retest back to 40s. 3, 4, 5. There's that retest of the basing. I would anticipate a push up now. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're starting to struggle at buy side. Candle 1, candle 2, candle 3. Retest on the basing. Let's see how this candle plays out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. This is looking sketched now. Where are we on the, this is a 15 minute. Let's look at the 1. That's what we want to see. So break, retest, breaking higher, retesting the first break. I want to see it hold above 35. So to kind of mitigate my risk, I don't know if it's too soon, but I'm going to move my stop all the way back up. So we'll take the 2 points here. So technically we are up, let's see, 18 to 55. That's about like a little less than 40 points. It's like 37 points, right? So we can lock in the minimum 10 at least. Based on this, like what happened the first time. Either lock in the 10 or keep our stop at break even. In this case, we had the retest of the basing the first time. We are breaking higher. I'm just gonna leave it. I'll leave it at the 10 points. We'll see how this candle reacts when it pulls down. So candle 1, 2, let's see how this one works. Okay, goes this candle 1, 2, 3. 3 is lower. Let's see how this candle is. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it's starting to reject under this buy side. Let's just let it run. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it broke candle 2s, so I think we're gonna push up higher now. 5. Wow, that was a really close stop, right at the basing too. This was the first test, second test. Beautiful. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's our third time. So couldn't quite break these. Candle 1, candle 2, candle 3. Let's see how it reacts here. We'll still lock in 10 points at least. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like accumulating in this area. All right. So that's what candle's at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, and we're stopped. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Did I miss something to get me stopped out? Maybe it's this rule is more so. This rule, I have to find a place where my trade would get invalidated to really move my stop. But I felt pretty comfortable with the basing being my like invalidation area. I was really thinking right from here we would push higher just simply because we had 2 retests. Although we didn't fully take the basing, but still. Alright, well, happens. I think this trade, why didn't it work? We had a break, retest, break higher. Is it retesting again? That's why, before it breaks higher. It's also around 9:45, it's lunchtime. So maybe we're kind of consolidating before we even go higher as well. So time of day, retests, right? That's my 2 like reasons why it didn't work. But I'm not mad about it. You know, I think that's still pretty solid to be able to hold the position. How long did I technically hold it for? So this would have been an hour and 43 minutes, which is a long time. At that point, I think if by lunchtime, should have just exited. So like 9 o'clock. So this would have been the time I should have probably exited, like when people are about to go right into lunch. Maybe like a safer way, or even like 11:30 like Eastern time. It's 8:30 my time. I think maybe that would have been smarter. So let me write these notes in. Time of day plus time of day. I feel like that's it, just time of day. Overview of trend line, so like breaks because I don't even trade at this time. I trade 6:30 to 7:30. So like these two trades, technically, like this one I may have taken and gotten like my 2 points or my 0.5 or whatever it was, but knowing my impatience, I know I would probably exit sooner anyways when I'm already up like 50 plus points. But then also for this trade I wouldn't really have taken because it's 8 o'clock and I don't really trade after my time frame. But it's good to note how time of day and then the break and retests of this affected how price reacted here. So let me put this into my trade as well. So it would be shoot, it would have been 11 to what time? 12:45. The thing about break and read test too that at least I've noticed is sometimes there's a break and there's no retest until like way down the line. Sometimes there's only one break and retest, and then in this case there's two, because once, twice, retesting it again. So yeah, I feel like time of day definitely affected this position, but let's see what happens here. Okay, there's the retest come back in. Okay, all right, I'm gonna call it here because I gotta get going to the gym. I have so much stuff I need to do when I get back because I'm having a little get together later. If you guys haven't watched, let me see the chat. Squid Games, it just came out on Netflix, the new season, so having like a little watch party later today. So gotta cook ham, other stuff, clean the house. So I'm pretty excited. Okay, let me see what the chat's saying before I get off of here. Let me scroll up. Right. Fanute is the last person I read. Ready to cook up into... Yeah, for sure, dude. Same. Really ready to make this happen. Forever Noble, what did the market teach you about yourself that you didn't notice before you started trading? I would say what the market has exposed of me that I didn't fully know was really, really there was how emotional I am. I think I'm really good at staying positive. Like, one of my key attributes is being like an optimistic person and staying as positive as possible through a lot of situations. And I'm just kind of known for that as well. And I've been told this, and that's why even on my color insights test, I'm yellow, because I'm just very happy, you know, and I feed off of emotions. So I didn't realize how emotional I was though, because outside of being super positive, the only other time I truly get like angry is for my stupid Black Ops and like Call of Duty, or when I'm hangry. Like, I don't always get upset. I'm not always like in a negative or like sad mood. So with trading, it really exposed me like, dude, I can get very extremely sad. I can be very extremely angry. And it was just kind of mind-boggling for me, because I've always been overall very positive, you know, like not a lot of things can really ruin my day, because I'm always so grateful to have another day to live, and I'm so grateful for the food on the table, like all these things I always talk about in my videos. that's just me, right? So with trading, it's like when I lose a position, oh, maybe that's what it is. I hate losing too. So I am a competitive person and I'm good at like sportsmanship, but it sucks to lose, right? And I just want to do better every time. So with trading, it's like when I lose, I get so extremely either like upset or extremely sad. When I lose an account, especially like all the emotions, right? So that's like one of the number one things the market taught me about myself that I didn't notice before, is that I can get very extremely emotional. So I mean, maybe I was too blind to see it before, because I can be so extremely positive that obviously if you can be extreme emotion in one way, you can be easily extremely emotional the other way too. And maybe I was just too blind and maybe too dumb to see that before. But I just was never truly put in that position so often for me to recognize that, hey, like, you're such an emotional person, you know? I hope that makes sense. But yeah, it's definitely one of the number one things I've noticed from my trading that the market taught me. And then the second thing, this is something that I already knew since the jump, but I guess I didn't realize how impactful it is when it comes to specifically trading and even other things in life. But my patience, I feel like I'm not the most, I could be better at being more patient across the board, hands down. But I'm not, I think I've struggled with the ideology of delayed gratification versus like the quick gratification, if you know what I mean. So, like with the gym, I'm good at delayed gratification because I've been doing it for many years now. So, like I knew when I started that it's going to take time for me to build muscle, to look a certain way, or to like even feel a certain way about myself. It was going to take time. So I knew delayed gratification was a real thing, and I was patient to accept how long or however long it was going to take. And then, like even with going to work and like, making money, I also knew that that's going to take time, right? I was raised to believe that in the traditional mindset, you have to work and climb your way up, and however long it takes, you'll keep working until you pretty much die, right? That's a very traditional perspective of life. And I was okay with it, very patient to let that kind of idea play out, because that's what I was taught and like raised to believe to do. So coming into trading, like I thought I would have the same kind of mentality, that I would be able to hold my patience to at least accept it was going to take some time to reach a certain level. But obviously that's not the case. When I came into trading, I had the ideology or this perspective that it was going to be a get rich quick scheme because of what I've seen from social media. And I think that's the part where it tripped me up when I came into trading, is that social media, outside of those genuine people that are honest and true, that it's going to take time and like they're really real about it, versus other people where it's like, I can teach you to be a profitable trader in like a week or a month, and you might be able to have workshops and lessons that have helped, that might speed the process, but it all comes down to application and execution from these workshops and things that are being taught. So you might be able to like be taught, like you might be in these classes to learn these things, but until you actually apply it and consistently work on applying it, then obviously you won't be consistently profitable until you do it yourself, right? You could be taught one thing, but unless you apply it, it's what is it going to do for you, right? So anyways, coming back full circle, because I got on a tangent there. Coming back full circle, with trading, I just immediately had that mindset of I'll get rich really quick and I'm going to change my life pretty much overnight. 2020, we saw all those people from the GameStop holders, diamond hand holders with Dogecoin, obviously crypto. We have all these things on social media showing people become overnight millionaires. So I came into it with the impression that that's going to happen to me. So I was impatient to really let this process play out. I was not holding myself accountable to be able to get to that level. And by holding myself accountable, it's backtesting, it's journaling, it's charting, it's understanding that it's more screen time. So yes, I can be impatient, and I know I'm an impatient person, at least not impatient in the sense where like I need the crap right now, but more so impatience of I just want things to work out already, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I don't know if that my tangent answered your question, but that's me. So yeah, okay. Let's see, we got a few more things here. Okay, wish me well. Oh, sweet. Thank you so much for sending me the proper settings about it. For sure, I would definitely take a look into it. 100%. Thank you. Fallen. Hey, happy Saturday. Thanks so much for coming in today. Hope you're having a nice day. USD, US dinner. I'm doing good. I have my pre-workout. I'm about to head out, actually. I was supposed to leave 30 minutes ago, but whenever I say I'm going to stop backtesting, I don't, and especially when I'm live streaming because I continue to talk a lot. So, yeah, but I got to get out of here for real, like, after I catch up on the chat. I am Legacy. Do you trade ICT? No, I do not. The only thing I'm trying to apply from ICT is the AMD setup. But essentially that's from Wyckoff as well, because that's where ICT, in my opinion, got his idea from. Like, all concepts are pretty intertwined in their own way, or like refabricated in a new light. So AMD, Wyckoff, whatever you want to call it, I'm really trying to hone that one in as my second main setup. So yeah, because I think that would help me on non-trending days, and it still would help me gather like an opportunity essentially. But yeah, that's another thing I'm trying to work on later or more into. Sleazy, best to let the trade play out. If you take the 20 and it goes to your target, then you lose the extra amount. That's true. See, that's the part where it's like really, it's tough for me to know, is it best to just take the partial or not? And I know a lot of people have different opinions about it. Like, I even saw recently, if you're on Twitter, some people were really battling each other about this idea about taking partials versus letting the whole thing play out. And honestly, I think at the end of the day, it just really depends on who you are. Am I patient enough to hold it all the way through? Is it realistic for me to really think it's going to go all the way up? I don't know. You see, and I think that's because I am still in a stage where I don't feel confident. So, but it's hard. It's hard to know what the right thing to do is. It really is. But it all depends per person, right? Everyone is different. Everyone's strat is different in their own way. I'm Legacy. The point is not to be greedy. If you keep all the money on the table, the turn tables quicker. The point is not be greedy. If you keep all the money on the table. That's true. If you keep all the money on the table. That's an interesting quote, Legacy. Easy more to backtest MNQ. Good to know. I'll keep that noted. Legacy, do candle counting and use time and price for evaluating the market structures as they fail if the incorrect spot at the wrong time, as it can be taken in another direction in time, up or down trend, giving false breaks. That's valid, 100%. Candle counting, I don't know what that is, so I'll have to take a look into that. I'll probably do like a quick skim of what candle counting is to understand. Time and price as well. Like that's why I also noted here too, for sure. Like, I don't even trade at this time. I don't trade when people go to lunch. The only time I trade is New York Open until about 7:30, maybe 7:45 the most now. And then if I happen to be in power hour, then maybe power hour, but I try not to because it's just, I feel like the way that the price moves isn't the same as when New York opens. Sleazy 10 bars or more. They come back to test that line again on the 15. Good to know. 10 lines or more come back to test on the 15. 10 lines or more, it comes back to retest on the 15. So here's the, I guess here's the first break. So, or no, here's the break, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? If I'm counting that right, based on what you're saying. Where are we at? Tony, no, this is not live. This is backtesting. Markets close Saturday and then open Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Hey, what's up, Pine Tree? Thanks for coming in, dude. Oh my God, happy Saturday. It's good to see you. I hope you're having a nice day and hopefully you have a nice weekend. I still have the screenshot of our conversation and like what you're bringing insights about from the other day. So sleazy with, yeah, everyone goes through that one thing that will fix it. It is really a good system. You will find it. You just need to be open-minded to different systems and following them. Losses happen. That's why we have prop firms. They take valid. No, yeah, I agree with you. There is a system out there for everyone. It's just a matter of finding it and taking the time to find it, for sure. That's cool, Sleazy. I'm glad you're able to use MA as a way to understand when you should enter into your trade. Yeah, definitely trying to get better at using the 1 minute, as I was explaining, I think yesterday. And that's why I'm trying to understand like how do imbalances affect the way price moves in my strategy. Sylar, what is the next thing to learn on your agenda? Well, after I can really solidify this strategy and execute the strategy at a more higher level than where I am now, I would say the next thing that I want to focus on is knowing when to scale. I mean, that can be for anything, like scale when it comes to like when do I scale into more contracts in my position, whether it's a micro or mini, doesn't matter, like just knowing how to scale there. Knowing when to scale when it comes to prop firms, knowing when to scale social media, like when do I try to post more content or post less, like when do I share more information, when do I share less information, like what am I trying to achieve there too. Excuse me. So really trying to like lock in this idea of scaling just in everything, not just trading specifically, not just social media, but like everything. So hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, because I think with it, like at the same time, what I'm doing right now with my strategies, I'm also trying to build my psychology. Some people say you should only do one at a time, but I think while I am like working on my strategy here and trying to become confident in it, it's helping build the confidence in myself. And I've also already pulled back on how many prop firms I'm using as far as like accounts, because I want to just ensure I'm saving capital and using capital when it's the right time to. So that gives me, I think, better mental, because I know I have less stress of like having to pass accounts or having to make a certain amount on fundeds or whatever. Like, you know, I don't know if that makes sense too, but yeah, that would probably be my next thing on my trading agenda. And then after that, I don't know. I haven't thought about the next step after. The first step is just this one. So, Pine Tree, love your insight on trading psychology. Yeah, appreciate you, dude. Thank you. Yeah, trading psychology is weird. It really is weird. Some people take way longer than others to get it down. And no matter what anyone says, I think it's important to know as well that everyone's journey is different. And no matter the advice people give you, no matter the mentorship that people give you, it all boils down to who you are and what you're going to execute. Because I can tell you, you need to read a book for 30 minutes a day, every day, and you'll be that much more smarter. But if you don't read the book, then obviously, like, you're not going to gain any insider knowledge from that, and you're not going to grow. I guess you won't get smarter from whatever book you're reading. You know what I mean? So it's all about application, and it's per trader. So some people take 5 years or even 8 years to become profitable. Some people are very blessed to be profitable in 1 or 2 years. So it all depends, right, on the person. Sleazy, I'm dead. That's so funny. Deontay, hey, what's up? Happy Saturday. Okay, last question here. Why not trade Forex? I don't trade Forex. Well, I tried to trade Forex before, but I did not put enough time into it. I kid you not, I probably got into Forex for like 2 weeks. Maybe a month before futures trading. And it just wasn't my I don't know, I think the main thing, it's not even that it was my cup of tea. It was mainly because I couldn't stick with it long enough. And same thing for strategies. I didn't stick with my supply and demand long enough. I didn't stick with my liquidity, like drawn liquidity method long enough. Well, now it's like I'm upgrading it, I'm elevating it to how I use it now. But you know, like I just didn't stick with it long enough. And what I found so fascinating too, that I've noticed, is that in trading, for some reason, I just don't stick with things long enough compared to other stuff. Like I said, like I like fitness, I'm about to go to the gym. Like I've stuck with that for years. And I really love it. I really like it. Same thing, like I love trading, you know, and I've stuck with it for 2 years now. But for the life of me, I just could not stick with just one strategy. And my gosh, I feel like that would have reduced the amount of time I spent like trying to find the next one or becoming more profitable in the one that I had, you know? So anyways, that's why I tried Forex before, but I didn't stick with it long enough. And yeah. But I mean, who knows? Maybe in time, if I move out of country or whatever, I may get into Forex. I actually have a friend who's, I think he's like, I don't know if it's a supervisor or manager, but he's up there and he watches like his trading team floor for like a really big institution. And so he goes to the same gym as I, and essentially we talk about trading and stuff. And he was talking about how his team does Forex, like an actual regulated broker, everything regulated, everything's obviously like to the T because it's an institution. But essentially they trade Forex, and he said like there's so much more money to be made in Forex compared to futures trading or pretty much any market. It's like the most money. So I'm like, dude, that's so cool. Like I would love to get into it. But then at the same time, I'm like, well, futures just feels so simple, you know? And I like that I have a certain time frame that I trade in the morning, start my day, and then go on with my day. Like it just feels simple. But I think if you have a strategy that works really well, I think I've seen other people use that, like a really good strategy in different markets as well. So, you know, who knows, maybe in time I can get into Forex, but just not this time. Okay, all right, I'm gonna head off here. Last two, DK retracted. Ibrahim, hey, what's up? Happy Saturday. Sleazy, yeah, features are easier, 100% slippage in Forex sucks and hard to buy. Yeah, dude, seriously, slippage really sucks. Definitely need that regulated, everything regulated as much as possible, and have to be accepting that slippage really sucks compared to futures. That's why I really like futures. It's just so much easier. So, and with prop firms too, like knowing that they're regulated, and even if you don't feel comfortable in certain prop firms, we do have a prop firm that was made in literally 2010, 2012. They've set the whole path. They've been here forever. And before FTMO, I think as well, which FTMO is also like the GOAT of Forex, versus TopStep, which is the GOAT of futures, because they've been around for so long. Like we still do have trustworthy prop firms too. Okay. Okay. Last question for real, because I have to go. Oh my God, it's 11:13. Ibrahim, what about take profit? Do you have any idea? My thoughts on take profit is I really like take profit. The one thing about take profit I've noticed too is that they are just always doing their own thing. Like they're not fazed about any drama. They don't participate in any drama. They're really just focused on making sure traders are paid out and doing their thing. So it's pretty cool how take profit really is like dedicated to just taking care of their traders and focused on traders. And they pay their people out. And if you're willing to abide by their rules, like there's no problems, daily payouts, it's a clear path to live as well. So I feel like when a company has a clear path to live, it provides me peace of mind and reassurance that they're doing whatever it takes to stay, I guess, like regulated in this space to ensure like they don't get shut down, you know? I don't know if that makes sense. But yeah, I love Take Profit. Great company. And good people. Yes, in Tradezella, Hari, I believe you are able to backtest 2 pairs. I think it's on the premium plan. Pricing. Backtesting. I think you can. I would recommend to read through the information, but I believe you can, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm trying to find it. But in any case, yeah, I think you should be able to. But okay. Yeah, thanks, Lizzie, for coming in. All right, guys, I hope you guys all have a wonderful rest of your day, Saturday. And if I don't see you later today for any more back testing, tomorrow I will be back testing again. So feel free to pop in if you like, just to hang out and chit chat and whatnot. But again, hope you have a great day. Wish you guys nothing but the best and the most success in all that you do. And I will see you guys all in the next video or stream.